Was the Blue Origin all-female flight faked?
You know, there's a lot of people that are like, she's awful, she should go.
From doors opening in the wrong direction to the duration of the joyride being too short, it's this moment that's caught the attention of conspiracy theorists. The hatch opening from the inside.
This is what a fake return
so those are like
to
the
Earth
guide parachutes.
looks like
There we go, the drogue parachutes.
from fake astronauts as they scream.
And then
Reminder.
next will be...
Ladies, make some noise. Gotta love it. They did this for you, what I'm about to read. You were their inspiration. They wanted to inspire you. It's very important for us to give proper respect to these ladies.
Brave astronauts who went up into their fake dickhead spacecraft.
1, 2, 3, take us space!
That they are not astronauts, that it's all fake, it's not real. Yo, apparently what they're saying is that the people in the crew in the capsule, which is like, I guess they're saying it was pre-planted and choreographed, opened the door from the inside, where these capsules are not supposed to be able to be opened from the inside, only the outside. Oopsie, the ladies inside didn't know they weren't supposed to open the door because it's not supposed to be able to be opened, but it was fake.
How many people think this really happened? How many people think it's like CGI fake all the way?
I don't believe all of it.
I think it's a fake capsule with fake people, celebrities, fake boobs, fake lips, fake landing after a fake launch in a rocket that looks like a schlong.
You ever feel like you're part of something groundbreaking, only to realize it was all smoke and mirrors? Katy Perry says that's exactly what happened when she stepped aboard a Blue Origin flight. She didn't just go to space. She was promised history, a real mission, an all-female crew, scientific research, legit astronaut training. But now, she's speaking out and calling the whole thing a fake. Not just a PR stunt, not just exaggerated marketing. She claims the entire experience was staged. And she's not asking for a refund. She wants millions. The deal was supposed to be historic. Katy wasn't just a passenger. She was the face of a movement. Blue Origin pitched her a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a seat on a rocket that would carry an all-female crew beyond Earth's atmosphere. They sold her on science, legacy, and inspiration. Real microgravity, the Kármán line, cameras capturing every moment of progress. She bought into the dream. It was framed as more than just a spaceflight. It was a symbol of empowerment, a milestone in representation, and a chance to inspire young girls around the world. The visuals were already being planned. Dramatic shots of her floating in zero-G, interviews with scientists, even interactive educational segments designed to reach classrooms globally. For Katy, this was a defining moment in her career, one that could shift how the world saw her, long after the music faded. But weeks before launch, the cracks started showing. Schedules changed without explanation. Deadlines shifted. Briefings were canceled or rescheduled last minute. Promises that once felt solid began to evaporate under pressure. When she asked if they'd crossed the Kármán line, the official edge of space, the answers were anything but clear. "We get close," someone reportedly told her. That should have been the first red flag. But it wasn't the only one. The training sessions, which were meant to simulate real astronaut prep, started feeling more like photo ops than preparation. Instead of rigorous simulations or emergency drills, she was handed glossy handouts and shown flashy videos. There was no mention of propulsion systems, orbital mechanics, or safety protocols. The suits fit loosely, the helmets fogged up during practice runs, and the tech team seemed more focused on lighting than liftoff. Then came the final preview of the capsule, a supposedly private walkthrough before launch day. Something about it felt off. The interior looked too polished, almost pristine, like it had never seen actual use. The control panels had no wear, no fingerprints, no signs of prior missions. The screens displayed static graphics instead of live telemetry. It didn't feel like a spacecraft. It felt like a set. That's when Katy started asking deeper questions, questions that weren't always met with straight answers. Who else had been inside this capsule before her? How many times had this exact setup been used? Was this really going to space or just look like it? By the time launch day arrived, she wasn't excited. She was suspicious. And what happened next only deepened the mystery. Launch day came, but instead of awe, she felt suspicion creeping in at every turn. The capsule looked too clean, almost sterile, like it had just rolled off a production set rather than being part of a real space mission. The lighting inside was too perfect, casting soft shadows that seemed more suited for a Hollywood shoot than a rocket ride to the edge of space. There was no real communication with mission control, no crackling radio static, no urgent voices confirming status checks or countdown procedures. She expected disorientation from weightlessness, that sudden rush of adrenaline as the engines roared to life beneath her, but nothing. No jolt, no vibration, no overwhelming sense of acceleration. Instead, everything felt rehearsed. Not like a historic flight, but like a scene carefully planned and executed for maximum visual impact. Like a movie set with a budget far beyond most blockbuster films. And then came the biggest inconsistency of all. The door opened from the inside. That moment should have been impossible mid-flight, a clear violation of standard spacecraft protocol. Yet there it was, captured on camera for millions to see. Fans caught it instantly. The footage looked cinematic, too polished, too controlled. The angles were always perfect, the transitions between shots seamless, almost staged. Speculation exploded online within minutes. Was this CGI? Were these actors in a fake capsule? Some even questioned whether the entire launch was pre-recorded or shot in a controlled environment meant to mimic space travel. The backlash hit fast and hard. Katy became the punchline of viral jokes across social media. Memes flooded TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, mocking the lack of authenticity in the visuals and the suspiciously smooth landing. News panels dissected the optics of the event, analyzing frame by frame what could have gone wrong, or worse, what had been deliberately faked. Even former NASA personnel subtly hinted at how the mission lacked credibility, raising eyebrows at the absence of basic astronaut protocols and scientific documentation. What was supposed to be a milestone turned into a public humiliation. She wasn't celebrated as a trailblazer, she was ridiculed as a pawn. But instead of retreating from the spotlight, she doubled down. She started digging deeper than ever before. She went through emails, meeting notes, contracts, every document she could get her hands on. And what she found shocked her even more than the jokes circulating online. Proof. Evidence that the promises made to her never matched reality. Internal messages, signed agreements, and detailed timelines showed that Blue Origin had painted a picture of a groundbreaking mission, one that involved real astronaut training, scientific research, and a full experience above the Kármán line. But none of that actually happened. Instead, she got a simulation wrapped in marketing fluff and high-budget illusions. Her legal team isn't playing around. They've compiled thick binders of internal communications, project timelines, and signed agreements. They've uncovered direct assurances from Bezos' inner circle about what she'd experience, including access to NASA-level tech, real microgravity exposure, and documented science experiments. Photos show what appears to be a studio set instead of a real spacecraft interior, with visible seams, stage lighting, and props that don't match standard aerospace design. Time-stamped logs and transcribed conversations back up her claims, piece by piece, forming a mountain of evidence that goes beyond speculation. And Katy isn't asking quietly anymore. She's demanding millions, not just for breach of contract, but for reputational damage. She wants Bezos to admit what she believes is true, that she was used, tricked, and paraded around as a symbol of progress, when in reality, she was nothing more than a prop in a billionaire's vanity project. Her legal strategy is aggressive, calculated, and backed by a team known for handling some of the most explosive entertainment cases in recent memory. But here's the twist. She's not the only one asking questions. Sources say multiple celebrities, actors, musicians, influencers, even tech entrepreneurs, were pitched similar missions by Blue Origin. Some backed out early, sensing something was off. Others may still believe they went to space, unaware that their journey might have been just another illusion. If Katy's flight was faked, how many others were deceived? How many were given the same vague training, the same choreographed visuals, the same illusion of weightlessness without the real physics behind it. One insider put it best: there's more than just Katy in those emails. She's the first domino. And if she decides to go public with everything, it could trigger a chain reaction that takes down Blue Origin's celebrity program entirely. This isn't just about one failed mission, it's about a pattern, a system built on spectacle over substance, and a brand that may have overplayed its hand with the wrong celebrity. Bezos has stayed silent. No denial, no explanation, just dead air from the world's richest man. And that silence is deafening, not just to the public, but to his own inner circle. In the absence of a response, perception hardens into truth. People aren't just speculating anymore. They're starting to believe. The narrative isn't shifting, it's solidifying. Katy Perry's story is gaining momentum, not fading into obscurity like so many other celebrity controversies. Her voice is the loudest echo right now, reverberating across social media, news cycles, and private boardrooms. And behind the scenes, things are heating up fast. Legal teams are circling like sharks, reviewing every clause, every signature, every email chain connected to the deal. PR firms are already drafting crisis statements, preparing for multiple scenarios: damage control, full denial, or even an unexpected admission. Brand executives at Blue Origin and Amazon are running emergency drills, trying to anticipate how this could spill over into their other ventures. Because this isn't just another celebrity drama. It's a full-blown threat to Blue Origin's credibility and possibly Bezos' long-term vision for space exploration. And Bezos knows it better than anyone. Katy's not chasing headlines. She's not here for gossip or fleeting attention. She wants closure. She wants the truth acknowledged, not just by the public, but by those who orchestrated what she believes was a deceptive performance disguised as a historic mission. She wants accountability, not just from Blue Origin, but from the system that allowed such a spectacle to be sold as real progress. And if Blue Origin refuses to settle, she's ready to burn it all down. One leak, one interview, one Instagram post. That's all it takes for her to seize the narrative and rewrite the story in her own words, on her terms. With her global platform and millions of followers, she doesn't need a traditional press tour. She is the tour. Every post, every statement, every move she makes can dominate headlines overnight. And Bezos knows it. His advisors know it. Everyone in his tightly controlled circle knows it. Because one wrong move, a poorly worded denial, a dismissive statement, or worse, continued silence, could do more than embarrass Blue Origin. It could crater his entire space brand, undoing years of carefully crafted image building and billions of dollars invested. This isn't just another celebrity feud. It's a warning shot. To billionaires. To brands. To anyone who thinks they can buy spectacle and sell it as truth. Katy Perry isn't just threatening a PR disaster. She's threatening to expose the machinery behind the illusion. The deals made behind closed doors, the scripts written for public consumption, the simulations passed off as breakthroughs. And if this goes public, it could reshape how we see the space race, celebrity branding, and the entire illusion of progress sold by the ultra-rich. So while the world watches, the countdown continues. Who breaks first? Bezos or Perry? This isn't the end. It's the spark. And it might just be the explosion we never saw coming. One that could ignite a firestorm not just around space tourism, but around the very nature of trust, transparency, and power in the modern era.